morning, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. So today I'm actually getting started by going to the gym. This is my gym bag right here. I'm gonna be meeting up with somebody that I haven't seen in a while, that you guys probably haven't seen in a while as well. So let's do it. There he is.
Sorry, guy.
You guys all remember Danny, right?
No one remembers.
He has a tiger shirt on today.
I do. It's dope. People are like, "Is that Gucci?" I'm like,
"Yeah,
of course it is."
I work out in $4,000 shirts. Get my super cool shoes. So we just finished the workout here with Danny. So you guys probably saw the last time that I actually talked about Danny or had Danny on the channel.
Shout out Train.
Last time that I had Danny on the channel was when we were talking about his recent weight gain, and it was cool that I was able to talk about it, but it was weird because he wasn't with me, and I felt like I was just talking about him. So what I think is cool now, I know, right? What I think is cool now is that he's here, and we were talking when we were working out, and I just think it would be cool for him to kind of talk about what he's been going through recently, and then hopefully, obviously Danny knows what he's talking about, so hopefully it helps some of you guys out there that might be struggling with the same thing. So
since that initial video, I am down around 10 pounds with the help of a coach I recently hired. I recently kind of announced, and more recent than before, that I struggle with binge eating disorder. And the reason I didn't really fully diagnose myself as binge eating disorder before is because there was part of me that didn't want to accept the fact that I was struggling with this, and that is because within the fitness industry there's so many people who, especially you guys as well, there's so many people who will overeat and quickly jump to claiming that they have a binge eating problem or binge eating disorder, and majority of the times with people I find that it's not the case. Someone brings in donuts to work one day and you have 3, but then you go back to your diet. That's not a binge eating thing. It's just you wanting a donut. But when food becomes a focus and it's something that your mind can't switch off, is where for me I finally accepted that I do have a binge eating problem. And it came to when I was out in Ohio at the Arnold this year, where I was with other weight loss people like Evo Fit and Sham, shout out to them. But I was with them and I was like, I'm eating way more than these guys. They're having regular portions and they're happy with it. Whereas I feel like I wasn't content until I ate as much of this bad food as possible. And of course, I don't consider it bad food, but in the sense, it's food I know I shouldn't have very often, but I was eating in massive quantities because I knew that, in a few days I won't be able to have this because I'll be dieting again. It's stuff like that, and focusing on food that made me realize that I have a binge eating problem, binge eating disorder. And since then, it's taken me to get some outsourced help. So I personally am a coach myself, but I believe in the process, so it doesn't make any sense for me to do something I don't believe in. So I've hired a coach on to help me. He specializes in nutrition. You guys have seen him on this channel. His name's Noah, aka Transformational Truth, and I hired him because I know he has the skills to help me. And it's been pretty much what we focused on is combining flexible dieting, which is what I followed for the majority of my weight loss, as well as with a structured meal plan. And instead of just him telling me what to eat, it's been in the middle. Whereas I will have a plan throughout the day, but if things don't work out, I'm on the go or whatever, I'll shoot him a text, be like, hey, I'm out at this place, whatever, what can I get? If you find yourself struggling with you're constantly yo-yo up and down weight, you constantly are thinking about food, you're constantly wanting to know what your next meal is going to be, or food is a major focus in your life and it's not a healthy focus, then one, I highly recommend reaching out to people that are meant to help. And for most people, most coaches on Instagram are not going to be the ones that you want to reach out to. Noah is one that specializes in helping certain people with certain diets, so I chose to reach out to him. But I would reach out to a local doctor, physician, therapy, stuff like that's gonna actually really impact you. As well as I recently read a book I'm starting to read a book. I read the first few chapters, Brain Over Binge, and it's by a woman who essentially did all the doctor and this and that stuff, but she found that this other thing that she's personally just helped and done in her life has helped her, and she wanted to share that. John is a great example of someone who made a weight loss journey, has figured himself out, and we will all get there one day. But for some people, it may take a year, 2, 3, 4, and maybe 10, 20. Like it's for some of us, it's a lifelong battle, and I totally understand it, and I know John does too. And so we want to say to you is that, like, if you're struggling, it's okay, it's normal, like, it happens. But the thing is you always want to be pushing forward to try and change and try to adjust. For a long time, I was staying stagnant in my current diet, and that's why I wasn't progressing. That's why I kept, like, gaining weight back. Whereas this time, I've accepted it. So that's one thing. Accept that you have an issue, or look into whether or not you have a problem with certain areas, if it's dieting or maybe it's training, like something. Figure out where your problem is, hone in on it, accept it, seek outside help, and then also want to change yourself, because that's never going to happen if you continue like doubting yourself or challenging yourself. And for me, that's something that hugely I had to overcome, because I'm like a very smart guy. I understand things. I've researched a lot of science behind weight loss, behind training, so I know all this information. And so for me to give that power to someone else has been very difficult for me, because, like, you know, I'm not like an arrogant person, but like when I know something, I'm passionate about it, it's hard to like let someone else do something for me that I kind of know already. Like even now with Noah, like he'll catch me sometimes, you know, I'll be like, oh, but I haven't got that much protein today. He's like, man, trust me, you know, put the trust in me, trust the process, trust the person you're putting that time and energy into. And you know, it might take time, like we said, but you will get better over time as long as you're aiming for progression.
Awesome. All right, so I do want to ask you some hard questions, but I'm sure it's stuff that people are wondering.
My booty is big, yes.
And the other questions are, but like, how has it been being someone that, your name is Danny Gets Fit, right?
Yeah.
So obviously your whole Instagram and your whole persona is about your weight loss journey and about you losing weight, right? And specifically at the beginning, about the weight that you did lose. So what has it been like, as far as the public and other people are concerned, with you gaining weight? Like, what has that been like with how people have been treating you? Like, what is that like?
It's difficult for sure. Like, at the start, like, you know, being the internet, it happens. It's part of the daily life we live. At the start, I didn't really know how to deal with it. I was very defensive with it. It was difficult to deal with. It kind of brought me down. But I've gotten to a place where, like, I've used certain tools and certain techniques to, like, deal with that negative stuff, or I don't like bring it in as like the same way I used to. But the one thing, like, I've always thought to myself is, like, you know, a lot of people back in the day were like, oh, you have to change your name, like Danny Got Fit, like, because, like, you know, like, you're not Gets Fit anymore. But, like, the reason I kept it is because I knew that, like, this was gonna be a lifelong thing. Like, I knew that there was always gonna be improvements to be made. I knew that there was gonna be struggles that I haven't reached yet or I haven't met yet. And so for me, it's like, as much as the negativity sometimes can bring you down, it's focusing on the fact that, like, you know, I'm human, and there's so many more people that I'm impacting with the fact that, like, I'm still struggling as, like, one of these weight loss pages. Like, you know, like, as much as, like, I don't think of myself as, like, a, you know, a huge deal or anything, but, like, people see me as a person of, like, they look up to, or that they see or they want information from. And some people see that as, oh, he's being, like, weak, he's not reaching the goals that he wants to get. Like, oh, I'm not, you know, maybe you're not motivated at, but that's fine. But there's definitely people out there that see me as a person that is going through the similar struggles that they are, that is experiencing similar life problems that they are. And as if I can share that and then impact more lives than the people who are, like, saying that I'm getting fat again and saying that I don't know what I'm talking about. If I can reach those other people, then it makes it a lot easier for me to just continue going.
People out there that are saying, like, you shouldn't be able to give advice because you've gained weight back. What do you have to say about, like, how does that make you feel? And then what do you have, like, what's your, I guess, your argument to them? Like, what would you say to them?
Well, one thing is, like, well, first off is, you know, like, professional athletes, the people that are the best in the world have people in their ear helping them that don't even look like they would be. Like, you know, LeBron's coach doesn't look like an NBA all-star player. Like, it's not about, it's like, I get with, you know, the fitness industry, your appearance dictates, like, your work ethic. That doesn't dictate your knowledge. And if you were to listen to me when I was shredded and lean for my stage last year, then what makes the difference between listening to me now? It's the same knowledge. In fact, I probably know more now than I did then. So when people say that to me, it's like, I get it. Like, I understand that, like, it can look like, oh, like, how can you give information when you can't even, you know, listen to your own information? But it's like, action and knowledge are two different things. While I see that they're correlated, to me, it's like, I've been able to relate to a lot more clients going through this new struggle that I'm in, like clients that will check in with me week by week and say, hey, like what you posted the other day, I was feeling that 100%, like 120%, and I was feeling down that day, and I thought I was the only one, and that post made me like get back, and this week I've lost like 3-4 pounds.
I appreciate you indulging me on those questions. I can see that you've changed, you know what I mean? And but yeah, it's been really cool, man.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the way I see it is like there's always stuff that's like, if you think that overcoming one thing means that you're never gonna come to grips with some of the struggle, then like you're lying to yourself. Like it's life. Like look at life, whether it be like not even fitness or weight loss related, look at just life in general. Things are always coming up, new challenges are always there. So if you stay comfortable, then you're not gonna progress. And so I stayed comfortable, and then eventually I went, you know what, for me to progress, I have to change. And so this is something new. It's something that, you know, I can share with you and hopefully get some information out there, get some sort of inspiration out there, and wish for the best in the future.
Okay, so we're back home now. I just wanted to give my closing thoughts on everything that you guys heard in today's video. So when I heard that Danny was going to be in town, it was really important for me to be able to hang out with him, and then also it was important for me to be able to film a video with him in person so he can kind of talk about everything that he's been going through. And again, like I know that Danny, like this is my channel, this isn't Danny's channel, but Danny is a close friend of mine and a lot of you guys know who he is, and he's going through something that I feel like a lot of people struggle with, and for him, he's going through it really publicly. First off, I mean, I seriously couldn't even imagine that. I've never had an issue with, you know, gaining weight after I've lost all my weight. That's never been an issue for me. So it's obviously something that I could never really speak to very much, and it was important that I had him because he's able to speak to that, you know, more personally because he's actually going through it right now. He's been through it a couple times. So, I mean, I think that he's doing well right now. I think that he is in a good spot mentally. Like, genuinely, I feel like that after we hung out. It was kind of hard to gauge that just through texts and through talking on the phone and stuff. But after hanging out, I really do feel like he's in a good spot mentally. Does that mean he's perfect and he's not gonna have any issues? I don't think that's true at all. I think that we all have issues, we all struggle. But I think he's finally kind of headed in that right path. And it was really important to me to have him speak with his words to you guys and just give you some encouragement, and then also just let you know what he's going through. Because again, like I feel like there's not that many people that deal with it, you know? There's a lot of people that have lost weight, and then once they gain the weight, they kind of disappear and you don't hear from them again. And he's still consistently been putting up videos, putting up, you know, content for you guys to watch, and then it sucks that he's been getting the backlash that he has been. You know, I wouldn't wish that on anyone, and I would hope that anyone that might be watching this video that doesn't like Danny or that is only gonna make fun of him, like I hope that you don't go to his channel. You know, I hope that you just leave it alone. You know, you just, like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, and that's what I hope most people do. And I know that most of you guys are awesome and would never do that, but I know there's a small minority of people that love to, you know, say mean things. So I hope that if that's you just don't say anything at all and just kind of let it go, and you watch the next video and move on from this. But if you are someone that wants to watch somebody that's going through that journey, right, of losing the weight, gaining it back, and then trying to lose it again, I encourage you to go over to Danny's channel and give him some support and let him know that you're there, and, you know, hopefully watch someone struggle with this and hopefully come out on the other end a better person and is able to, you know, he's able to inspire you guys through his own struggles. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to give my own thoughts, you know, my closing thoughts on the topic, on the video. But I do want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. There was one other thing that I wanted to say. Oh yeah, look how buff I am.
Obey the warning signs, and when there are flashing lights or wigwags, don't attempt to cross until they come to a complete stop.